Good God, let's eat! And away we go.
So, Ballaz In Da Middle, back in his house. It's been a while, people, but we are back. Yeah, we're in our small boxes today. We're not at the studios, but hey, it's all good. It's all good. So today is a historical day, to be fair, because this podcast is all about something that Ballaz In Da Middle have been banging a drum about for the last 3 to 4 years, about having a professional franchise on the British Isles, on the British soil. But before we go there, Raval, it's time to pay those bills, bro.
You're not lying. So don't forget to hit us up on our social media platforms. We got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And when you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit the notification button so you know when we upload our next video. And on that one, I'm going to pass you right back on to Hutch.
Okay. And so you're probably wondering who this lovely lady is here, patiently waiting in the background, you know. And so this is Fabienne Lampe. Fabienne is the head of comms for the AFLE, aka American Football League of Europe. Nice to meet you, Fabienne. How are you?
Yeah, good to be here. I'm so happy that we can do this. I'm happy that I can talk about football with you guys. And yeah, I'm just sitting here. I'm here in Hamburg, Germany, so where our headquarters are based as well.
Right.
And yeah, I'm happy that there is a team in the UK now, and that the AFLE is the first league who did this.
Yeah, so we're most definitely going to get into that. We're definitely going to get into that. But first and foremost, we're going to have to spin the spotlight on you. We really want to know, how did you get into American football? Did you play? Did you play on a women's team? Was you a cheerleader? How was you affiliated to American football?
It's a long time ago. When I was 8 years old, my parents took me to the stadium in Braunschweig Lions, a team in the German Football League.
Right.
Braunschweig is my hometown, so they took me to the game, but I was impressed by the cheerleaders, honestly, because
you didn't go for the game then, just the cheerleaders, yeah?
I didn't understand the game because there was just a ball, and I was like, when it was flying, when the ball was thrown through the air, then I was like, oh my God, but when they ran the ball, I did not understand. I could not see where is he? Like when it was an inside zone run, I was like, yeah, through the middle, whatever.
What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, right. And I was just impressed by the cheerleaders and the stunts, and I stood there and I was like, I want to be like them. And I guess it took 2 weeks or something until I went to my first practice, and then I was a cheerleader for 15 years, I guess.
Okay.
Did 3 or 4 years of sideline cheerleading in Braunschweig, and that's where I got used to the rules a little. Like, you know, you don't watch the game, you more or less listen, like offense, defense, quarterback sack, the basics, I guess.
Right.
But as I grow older, I loved football, always. And yeah, I never lost interest in the game.
So did your cheerleading take you stateside, or did it just stay in Europe and Germany?
All Germany. I never traveled to the US for competitions or something like that. The biggest competition where I have been to were European cheerleading championships in Helsinki, Finland, and Manchester.
Manchester?
Yes, 2004.
And how did
So
that
a long time ago.
Okay, and how did that pan out?
I gotta think. I guess it was 4th place in Manchester, and it was, oh God, I have to lie, 7th or 9th in Helsinki.
Right.
But I cannot remember, to be honest. It's a long time ago.
That's all good. That's no problem.
That's 1 year after I retired.
Exactly. That's when we used to play NFL Europe. Yeah. So let's change lanes. Let's do this. Let's change lanes. Let's do
Yes.
it. Okay, so the AFLE is brand spanking new. It's shiny, brand spanking new. Launching its first season right now. What makes it different from what came before in Europe? And why should UK fans pay attention?
Because, first of all, it was never like missing out on fans or the interest. It was the structure of the predecessor league, why it didn't work out. And we want to build something different, something that's long term, that's very, very, well structured and planned. And that's why we have like the better long-term plans. And
Go and say it. I know what you're going to say. The better teams, right?
And the better teams. Since we now got a team in the UK, expansion is planned when everyone is ready. Now we got the first season with 8 teams, so we start with, I think, a good competition for everyone, because 8 teams is not too much. And yes, UK fans should be excited because it's top level football in the UK, right around the corner.
It is. It's the highest level and the most competitive thus far, which is definitely got Ballaz in the Middle. Definitely excited about this. Trust me. So the league emerged from a very turbulent period, in European football. Governance issues, splits, realignments. But how does the AFLE reassure teams, players, fans that this league is built to last?
First of all, we have an investor, and he pays every team 325,000 euros for the first 2 years, to make sure that they have not so much sorrows regarding the money, making money from tickets or stuff. They can establish first, they can build a team first, and the problems, I guess, come second. Everything you have to care for with money comes second. That's something very important, because we saw it in the past that the league before the AFLE left the teams alone when they were in trouble. And that's what we don't want to do, because we want our franchises to grow. We want to grow as a league, not only the franchises. We don't want to leave them alone. We don't want them to die after one season, because no one has anything positive from this.
100%. That makes so much financial and business sense. I just wish there were other leagues that could adopt that same strategy. But that leads really smoothly onto my next question, which is, the AFLE is backed by, a US-based family office for the last 5 years. What does the financial stability, though, mean for practical terms for the league's growth?
Let me think about it. Or maybe you have to go a little deeper with your question, so I can answer a little.
So, in business today, you always say, you've got a strategy, a 3 to 5 year strategy.
Yes.
And then after that 5 year strategy, you sit back and observe and say, well, right, what did the forecast work? Have we made profit? And then we reassess from that point on. That's what I mean.
Yeah. It's not about, what I can say is that it's not about an exit or something after 3 to 5 years.
Right.
Because in normal business, when you buy a company or something, I've been a lawyer before, to be honest, and I have done mergers and acquisitions. So I know all these exit strategies and stuff, but that's not the plan, because the plan is for 5 years, first of all, but we want to build a league for decades, long time. And it's just that we have to make sure that the first 5 years work, because that's where everything grows up. Everything grows fundamental from there. So you have to play one season. You have to learn what was good, what was bad, where we have to invest.
Mm-hmm.
And everything goes from year to year. I cannot tell you today what's the long-term strategy. I'm not allowed to, first of all. And second is that I cannot do it because we have to learn day by day and year by year, season by season, because there are 4 new franchises. Yeah. It's a whole new league building from the ground, from scratch.
Yeah.
So we have to learn a lot. We have to adjust, to adapt. And I guess that's the point. The good thing is that the investor, the US family office, that they have our backs. So it's not about like investing and getting return like in 1 or 2 years, because they know that at first you have to invest a lot, and it might take time until there comes a return. Mm-hmm. Because, and that's something, maybe I can add this, the payment the teams get that are not loans or something like that, they don't have to pay it back. And that's like, there you see, that's a real investment for growth.
Sure is. It sure is.
So you're saying for the next 2 years, they're going to get paid, they're going to get money from,
yes,
and they don't have to pay none of that
yes
back.
First this season and the next season, and what happens afterwards, that's like, that would be fortune telling.
Another chapter. Okay. No, moving on from that. So how does the visas work for the American players, like playing in Europe and the UK? Is that something the AFLE sorts out, or does each team have to sort that out individually?
You mean like the ETA? We need, that's things the teams have to do.
Right. Okay.
That's on the teams. That's not our operations. We've got so many things on our plates. That's a responsibility of the teams.
And do you know anything about the visas? Are they just for the season?
I can't tell you. That's something I'm not into this. I do communications. So yes, no, that's something I cannot tell you.
Okay, you might be able to answer this one though. So who owns the London Warriors? Is it an independent company, or does the AFLE own all the teams?
It's hard to tell you because I'm not allowed to.
Okay.
You can see it on the website. That's basically the way it is.
Okay.
It is a team-owned league, and that's the way it works. It's not like the teams are owned by anyone,
right?
Like by one investor or something.
So I know that they've got a streaming platform, the AFLE Plus.
Yes.
And so I know that's across. That's on social. Sorry, I know that's on a streaming platform. They going to have any like TV rights within the UK, so people could watch them like on their TV instead of streaming it on like a laptop or their phone? Is that something they're going to look to in the near future, or is it just going to be strictly streaming?
Actually, we don't have a contract with a UK-based TV partner, but the league is working on everything in the background. Actually, it's for UK fans only the AFLE Plus platform, where they can watch every game, not only the Warriors games, every game live, or even the highlights, or like a condensed game or stuff. We have TV partners like in Austria, in Poland, in Germany as well, working on France and stuff. It's daily business.
And is that free to view in those locations?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We have Germany has Sport 1, Sport 1, which is Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. But it's not that they can watch every game there. It's one game per week.
Right.
In Austria, they have the Vienna Vikings games, home and away games. So every game of this. But the only platform where someone can watch every game is the AFLE Plus streaming platform.
Okay.
Right. Got that. Okay, so let's get the spotlight onto the London Warriors, man. So, yeah, they are one of the most decorated clubs in British American football history. But what made them the right choice to represent the UK in the AFLE?
Because they are not a team you have to build from scratch. They are very well known, not only in the UK, even in Europe. You know them from the championships they've won, from the coaching staff and stuff. So that was something you can grow. You know, that's not something you build from scratch like you do it now in Florence, or you do it like with the Alpine Rams. You have a team, you can build them. You got a lot of great homegrowns. I think that's a very, very big aspect. You have a lot of talented homegrowns, and you can now give them the chance to play top level football and to present themselves on TV, to get highlight tapes and stuff, and maybe make the leap. Because we have from the league before, we have a couple of Germans who made it to the NFL via the IPP. So for them, it's like a big stage.
I get it. I mean, yeah, you know, what you're saying there, man, is when I say it's no understatement. This is something that Ballaz In The Middle have been talking about to, you know, in previous podcasts, to coaches, to players, to you know, committee members, about this is what the country needs to raise the game, and because, you know, this is only this is the inaugural year.
Yes.
Okay, this is the inaugural year. I mean, there are players from up north that haven't. I'm not even sure if they've actually embraced this yet. If they want to play pro football, guess what? They know where they can now go. I think the nucleus, and keep me in line here, Raul, I think the nucleus of the players at London Warriors are all based around London, maybe just outside the M25. And there's a shed load of talent there in itself, but it just gives the opportunity for American football players to have that now option, you know, inland, to play pro football, which is great.
It's going to be interesting next year, you know, now you're saying that, Archie, because next year they're going to be coming from up and down the whole country.
They're going to be going from the south, coming up to London. They're going to come from the north.
I guess they will, because in Germany we had it as well, that a couple of players, they come from the north, or came from the north, and they went all the way down to the south. A friend of mine, he lived in Berlin. He went to Stuttgart for every practice and for the games, because he wanted to play there, and he made it to the NFL. So wasn't too bad, this decision. But you know what I mean? It's like they will come. They will not be based only in London. They will come from everywhere, because that's the place to be, where top level football will be played in the future. I think, and we may not forget that it's a very, very young league, and if it's not like that right now, that does not mean that will not happen, because they have to establish, they have to grow, they have themselves to make a name, and people have to recognize that there is a top level team right now playing European football.
Right.
As you're saying that, I've got a quick question I want to ask. Do you think, or can you say, if there would be another team in the UK?
Another franchise?
Another franchise.
Okay.
I cannot tell you yet. I don't know it, because for us, it's very important, before we grow the league with more franchises, we have to be established, and the teams, there have to be a certain standards, like for TV production, for training, for stadium and stuff. So we want to grow if everyone is ready.
Okay.
No one says that there will never be a second team in the UK or anything like that, but it's a step-by-step thing and nothing that you can rush.
Right.
There might be a possibility of another team in another league, since there are 2 different leagues in Europe right now. But from our side, it's very important to mention that we want to grow the game. We want to grow our league, but only when the time is right.
Right.
Because that's where we get back to the beginning, where we said the teams get like 300,000 euros to grow and to have not so many sorrows regarding money. They should not be left alone in the end. And that's such a big factor to know, okay, this is a team we want to work with, we can work with, they want to work with us, and they're stable enough to establish and to grow.
Right.
Get it? You know, when I think back, when I look at this role, man, you look at the feeding streams of players that are potentially going to go down to this London team. You're talking about, the NFL Academy, man. You're talking about BAFA. You're talking about Bucks, which is British universities and colleges and schools. So you've got that league. So there's quite a few, and also the IPP. Players that go through that process and are unsuccessful. Guess where they're going to gravitate to?
Their first stop would be there.
That's where they're going to gravitate to, right?
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying. So why did the AFLE reach out to platforms like Ballaz In Da Middle specifically? And what role do you see community-led playing media in growing the sport?
First of all, I was searching for platforms for people who can grow the sport in the UK. I'm looking for like people not only in the UK, because I have like a couple of countries now, but I was looking for, especially for the UK, since it is the very first time that the European League has a franchise in the UK. And I wanted to make sure that people learn about the Warriors, about the AFLE. And I saw both of your profiles, and I was like, oh, you played Hamburg Blue Devils, GFL as well. So, oh, that's my cat. Hey, girl. She's still a little sick, so it's okay that she's here. Yeah, and that was a thing. And fans, they can grow the game while supporting everything, social media, while supporting guys like you, because you are like the ones spreading the word. You're spreading the word, and that's very, very important. And the fans are spreading the word as well. And they should go to the stadium. They should cheer for the teams. They should just be there, because nothing, in my opinion, since I go to stadiums since I was like a little girl, in my opinion, there's nothing better than an afternoon in a stadium enjoying a game. And for that, I must not even be the biggest fan of the team or something. I love just watching sports, and to have sports in the UK now, regarding our talk, it's important people go. People have to go to the stadiums, because that is what helps the teams.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt. As you're talking about the stadium, so why the Red Cherry Stadium in Wimbledon? Is that going to be the Warriors' home ground for the foreseeable future, or is it a 1 year, 2 year contract, or is that something that you could talk about?
Actually, it was only for the home opener.
Okay.
There is contractual work in the back I cannot talk about, obviously. We will see where the other home games will be played, but I think we saw a good first home game. It was a good spot for TV production. It was a good spot for the players, for the fans. And guys, go to the stadium. As I said, I want to see even more of you in the stadium.
Yeah, for sure.
I saw you have been there, Hutch.
I was there.
I saw you've been there. Have you been there as well?
No, I was actually working. I tried to get out of it. I was trying
Horrible.
my hardest.
Horrible. But you've been there. I saw you. I even saw you in an interview.
Yeah, I mean, I was
with TJ.
Exactly, American TJ. Yeah, he's one of our favorites. That guy's got so much energy, man. He's great. But yeah, I went to the game, and you know, it for the first game. I mean, you had 500 plus people there. You know, we had the beautiful weather with it as well, and we were watching. Yeah, we was watching pro football, which was great.
Absolutely.
Which is great, and I'm pretty sure, you know, the Warriors are going to use that as a base and try and build from there. Yeah, it
was fun because I'm always checking social media and every platform, and everyone was saying the Warriors will be so bad.
Yeah, they
did. And it was fun to watch because they showed that there's something.
Mm-hmm.
There's something, they're building something, and that will be so crazy.
Look, you know, I've got a feeling about that franchise, and it's not just because they're based in London. There's a special thing there across across that team that always has been. They know how to find ways to win. Trust me, I've been coached under Tony Allen back in the day, you know, when we were at the London Olympians and we went to the Monarchs, and you know, wherever he's gone, he's always found ways to win, and that differentiates good coaches from top coaches. So I'm going to be saying that not just because it's the London Warriors, you know, watch the space with them.
I'm very interested in how they will how the process will be, because I was like, okay, there's only a little run game missing, in my opinion. If that will be better, then they're really, really dangerous for the other teams.
Okay, so you know, my observation of that game, okay, my observation of the Warriors' first game was there was a lot of missed tackles. There was some blown assignments in secondary. There was. As a free safety, you can't get beat deep. That's like your bread and butter. That just doesn't happen. That's Raul. Raul knows all about that. You know, the offensive run game. The offensive line had some challenges. They did. I personally believe that. From what I saw, I think it was identification issues. I don't think it's nothing to do with strength. I don't think it's anything to do with technical ability. I think it's pre-snap reason identification of who is who. Because, you know, the Warriors were playing a team that's been together for the last 7 to 8 years. You're talking about a team that's well established. You're talking about a team, and the Panthers did. You know, their engine looked well greased. I'm not going to say they didn't. They looked really good. Okay, but you know, the Warriors, the way I looked at it, it was just identifying and pre-snap reading and identifying who's your assignment and who you need to go out and attack. And that type of stuff, to me, from my personal experience, is all fixable.
Yeah.
They don't have that problem of athletic ability on that field. They don't. It's that's what I'm seeing. And from my understanding as well, sorry, Ro, there's one import player on that team, just the one. So they haven't exercised that piece yet. So, you know, I'm kind of excited to see how that bit pans out, and who they're going to bring in, etc. You know, I know that their running game, they got some horses in the backfield. Oh, they do. Yeah. They just ain't got started yet. They have not got started yet. So
they have to establish it. Yes.
So once that gets established,
and
I'm not teaching you how to suck eggs here. The run game complements the pass. Yeah. Once they start running the rock, that defense is going to start walking down. When they start walking down, you start thinking about play action. And when you start thinking about play action, now start thinking about the quick balls behind the linebackers, get the balls into the receivers' hands, let them, you know, move the chains instead of the ball moving the chains, etc. So, look, you got me started talking about football now. Go,
they,
Rob.
That's fine.
but
I like it. I love that. I'm totally into it.
no, but at the end of the day, they like, like we were saying about how people on social media was putting down the London Warriors. They thought they was going to get absolutely blown out. That's crazy. They scored 21 points. Like Hutch was saying, it's just a matter of time. And if we know the Allens, trust me, they're workhorses, and they're going to get them. They're going to get them boys running that well. I did I watched some of the game, and there wasn't any holes for them to run in. The minute they start finding those holes, and then big backs get through them, it's gonna be a whole different ball game.
I'd say between the tackles, there wasn't much created between the tackles. Outside of tackles, I did see some lanes, but in between tackles, no. But I'm sure they're going to be watching tape, and I'm sure they're going to rectify that. Right. So I just want to do a 180 on you, Fabienne.
Okay.
I want to do a 180 on you, and I want to give you the mic. And do you have any questions for Ballaz in the Middle?
Oh my God. I was not prepared. Okay, then tell me, what do you think about a new European American Football League and about pro football in the UK? And why do you think it is important that you have a team like the Warriors in London now?
All right. So from where I'm coming from, I have always been shouting, banging a drum about this is what this country needs. We need some pro teams, or we need a pro league. So those athletes that are playing the game, born and bred in this country, don't have to fly to Europe to play in European leagues because they, have outgrown the top level football here. We need it here so we can get people to come and watch the games here. There is a fan base. I keep saying this. There's a fan base. We pulled some reports with regards to how many people are interested or have touched American football in 2024 across the UK. It's over 8 million. It's over 8 million people. So we know there's a fan base. When you go to you look at the NFL and in Wembley and Tottenham, and you look at they 80,000 people there, game on game, year on year. Why can't we get 50% of that? Why can't we even get 20% of that going to our local games?
Yeah.
And what we now have, we have this now new shiny toy, right, called AFLE with the London Warriors. We need to find a way. We need a strategy to tap into that market to get them to the games. So that's my answer to that. I'm so glad it's here now. Come on, let's try and let's try and get the benefits of this, and let's try and market this. Let's try and get people knowing about, right, a game is coming up, and I understand it's all in its infancy now, and I know there's a snag list, and I know these things will get ironed out, but this needs to be marketed correctly so fans know well in advance when these games are coming up, where they're going to be, so they can make plans to come to the game.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think definitely that's going to be the biggest struggle. Is I know it was short notice for knowing where they were going to play their first home game. If they know in advance, would there be a lot more? Those questions, we can't answer unless it happened on that day. But as long as we get that information out there and as far forward as possible, and allow them to get to the game, and then that would just keep on spreading and spreading and spreading. But it, like Hutch is saying, it's all about getting that marketing part of it right. And once that gets going, I can see that stadium getting to a nice figure, and to the point where even to the point where we're saying we're the best team in Europe, because That's how England are. The minute they start winning something, you know, they're shy from the rafters. Yeah, we're the best team in Europe, and that's what we want.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, then another question, because as I said, I always read like everything. Do you think the Warriors are the right choice? And why?
Personally, I do 100%. Like you know, Hutch was saying, we've got great experience with Tony Allen. He coached us at the O's and then coached us at NFL Europe, and that man looked out for us. I mean, all the international, what they call us, what they call us again, Fudge?
What's that?
National players. They call us the national players.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he looked out for all of us, you know,
Yeah.
and guided us in the right direction. So I think you couldn't pick a better group of people to, especially that franchise. Yeah, for sure. For what they've done and what they keep on doing, you know. Yeah, definitely.
I'm scratching my head on this one, and the reason why I'm scratching my head on this one is because there are some competitive British American football teams in this country.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt, there are teams that have rivaled the Warriors. There are teams that have won the British American football Brit Bowl, the championship they have. But when you look down the line with regards to consistency, you got to be talking about the London Warriors, right? And over the last 10 years. Now, if you guys decided to come in the 90s or the noughties, it would have been I would have said, well, hey, it's got to be the London Olympians, right? Because back then the London Olympians were wrecking shop, you know, domestically and internationally. That's what they're doing. But I think you have picked the right. I think you picked the right team, because over the last 10 years they have probably won the most accolades, and because of the affiliation with the NFL through Tony and the IPP, etc. It did draw the better players, you know, to that football program.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, with regards to the AFLE's due diligence and looking across the UK, I think they have picked the right team.
Okay. I think my opinion is clear, because I said they have won a lot. They're established team. You don't have to build anything from scratch. So I'm absolutely with you.
Right.
It's definitely consistency. You think about, you know, they've been to the BAFTA Championship. They lost one year. They were right back there again the next year. You know, they didn't fall off for like a couple of years, because some franchises have done that within the UK. You know, they win it one year and you don't see them for a couple of years, and they might get back there. But they've been there, even every year, one way or the other, they get in there.
They came back stronger.
Yeah.
And that's what you need. That's something you need when you want to play pro football.
Yeah, no doubt.
And speaking of championships, let's get back into the AFLE lane. The Gold Bowl.
Yes.
The Gold Bowl.
The Gold Bowl.
And that's going to be played, and keep me in line here, Fabienne, in September,
before September 6th.
Just before the NFL starts.
Right. 1 week before.
Yeah, that's perfect time. That's good timing. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how and what that kind of looks like? I know it's a few months away, but do you have any information about that?
Yes, a little. It will be played September 6th in Duisburg. That's like in North Rhine-Westphalia. It's an arena, a stadium with 31,500 spectators capacity.
Right.
And they have already been played a couple of championships the years before, so we know this location very well. It's the first ever. So whoever wins this trophy will be the first AFLE champion. And there will be a weekend full of activities, because in front of the stadium you have enough space for like game day experience, something like, we don't do tailgating in Europe the same way as the Americans do. We don't have like trucks and barbecues and stuff, even if it's fun. It's more like a real family experience. We have artists. There's flag football. There's things where you can do like challenges. We're actually planning it. We're actually at it, planning everything, like maybe honors, everything like that. And we will communicate it shortly. But before that, we have to do our schedule for the whole weekend. But what we can say is that there will not only be a game, there will be a party. And this party will be Saturday, Sunday. And what I enjoy in Europe, especially in Europe, is that we say football is family, and we mean it. You will always see people with every jersey. And at these events, you can count on, you can see every AFLE jersey. You can see every jersey from the NFL. You can see jersey from other leagues. And that's what I expected to be a very big family fest.
Okay.
I remember it well. When I used to play at Hamburg with oh my days, I should know this guy's name, man. He's like the Scott Cooper Royal of Scotland, wide receiver, Hamburg, number 80. Someone worked with me.
I don't know.
No, it was the tight end, wasn't it?
No, not Hippler, not Werner Hippler. Max van Gornier.
Ah, you mean Max? Yeah.
So I played with Max van Gornier. And guess who else I played with? The commissioner of the AFLE, Nomi.
Yes.
Yeah, he was there too. So when he played tight end. So whenever you see him, tell him Hutch said, "What's up?"
Okay, I will. When he's in the office, I will say. I will forward the greetings.
Yeah, please do.
I do, absolutely.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Absolutely, he's an absolute. He's a gem for our office.
Oh, brilliant!
Right,
that's what we like to hear.
I think we're going to wrap this up. I think, there
will be a couple of more information during the season. That's what I can promise. We're working hard on it in the back. We were very happy to make game week 1 going smooth. Now we're heading into game week 2 and working in the back. So promise there will be news very, very soon, because we're already making plans. We're trying to build a very great championship game, a Go Bowl, and then you all will know.
It does look all great. It does. I mean, from what you've told us today, about the finance and stuff, because let's just be real. I mean, that's what's going to props up any business in its first year to its third year. So, it sounds like there's finance there to do that, which is absolutely great. But what I want to say to you is, you just mentioned a bit about week 2. That's literally around the corner. If as our fans are watching this, if they want to know, they want to see the game, where do they go with regards to social media? What's the website they go to? What is AFLE Plus? Can you enlighten us so our fans know where to go?
Yes, absolutely. If you want to watch the whole game, so you from the first snap to the final whistle, you have to watch it on AFLE Plus. That's plus.aflepro.com.
Okay.
And there you have to sign up, and then you can choose between different passes, like a game day pass. You can pay, I think one game is €2.99 in euros, so it's cheaper than a coffee. And then you can watch the whole game. London Warriors will play the Rhine Fire, and they play in the stadium. You can already see the stadium where the Goal Bowl will be played. Okay. So that's the venue. Who just wants like follow-ups? The people can go to the website. It's aflepro.com, and if you find the stats, there are live stats and they are amazing. I also work with them when I'm on site, when I try to prepare the interviews, like halftime, pre-game, not pre-game, but post-game. I work with them because they are real life stats. You can see everything. You see every play, what's happening. So if you don't have the opportunity to watch or don't want to pay, then you can go there. Or if you want like snippets from highlights, then you can go to Instagram, for example. It's The League Europe, where you can catch up with everything, like arrival pictures, interviews, as well as the highlights, like great catches, touchdowns, quarterback sacks, interceptions, whatever you can imagine.
Great, thanks.
So
Brilliant.
like everyone might be might be happy afterwards. And if you only want to watch highlights, you can watch them on YouTube, for example.
Got it.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Well, I did touch that the other day, if you could see anything on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's good to know as well.
But and if you're really interested in the league as well, you know, we have a live show as well on Fridays and Monday, always at noon. It must be 11 a.m. your time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can watch it on YouTube as well afterwards. So it's always cool to have the people there live, so they can chat with our two hosts and stuff. But you can watch this afterwards, and it gives the people more insights, like game day reviews, previews, stuff like that. Might be interesting for a couple of people who want to get to know the Warriors more and who they play against.
Right. Okay. Very informative. Thank you very much.
This was my sales pitch. No doubt.
All right, we'll be invoicing you. Right.
Oh, it's getting late. I gotta leave.
You're gonna run now, yeah?
Yes. For the hot dash, I'm gone.
Okay, Fabienne, thank you very much for dropping by on Ballaz In Da Middle, chopping it up with us, telling us about the shiny new toy, the AFLE, and we're looking forward to seeing how this really pans out. We are.
And when you say shiny new toy, I have to say, go play with it.
Okay, so Ro, it's about that time, right? You know.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna eat yet for real.
I got a weight problem. I can't wait to eat. You know the score, man. So, good rice, good meat, good God.
Let's eat.
Let's eat.